Why she panics when you truly detach. You're walking away, not dramatically, not angrily, just forward. Behind you, your phone vibrates once, then stops. You don't turn around, and for the first time, she feels something unfamiliar tighten in her chest. Uncertainty. Not sadness, not heartbreak, fear. Because something has changed and she can't name it yet. You're not ignoring her, you're not trying to teach a lesson, you're not playing games. You've simply stopped reaching, and that's what shakes her. At first, she tells herself it's nothing. You'll come back, you always do. But minutes pass, hours, then days, and the silence doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels loud. Here's the truth most men never hear. She was never afraid of losing you when you were emotionally available. She was comfortable. Comfort kills urgency. You were predictable, reliable, accessible. She knew where you stood because you kept proving it. Then one day, you stopped. No fight, no explanation, no emotional speech, just distance. And distance is dangerous to someone who is used to control. Let me explain why this hits so deeply. The human nervous system craves certainty, especially in relationships built on emotional leverage. She didn't need to love you deeply to feel safe. She only needed to know she could reach you, text you, pull you back, trigger a reaction. Access creates security. When access disappears, the brain doesn't register romance, it registers threat. This isn't random, it's psychology. At first, her mind tries to rationalize it. He's busy, he's tired, he'll reach out later. But something feels off, because this silence doesn't beg, it doesn't explain, it doesn't chase. It stands still while everything else moves, and that's when the panic starts. Your absence forces her into imagination, and imagination is cruel. Is he done? Did I lose him? Did I lose control? The unanswered question becomes an obsession, because silence doesn't reassure, it destabilizes. And the moment she feels destabilized, the power dynamic begins to flip. Before, you were reacting to her moods, her distance, her tests. Now, she reacts to your absence. That's not love awakening, that's leverage disappearing. And when leverage disappears, fear replaces comfort. This is why she reaches out casually, a neutral message, a memory callback, a sudden concern for your well-being. Not vulnerability, probing. She's checking whether the door is still unlocked. Because here's the brutal truth. If you truly detached, she would feel it instantly. True detachment has weight. It changes the air. Here's a real-world scenario you'll recognize. You stop initiating. You stop explaining yourself. You stop over-investing. You still respond, but calmly, briefly, without emotional urgency. And suddenly, she does more. More messages, more questions, more effort. Not because you improved, but because the structure changed. That's not love, that's control reacting to loss. When someone panics at your detachment, they're not grieving you, they're grieving access to you. And access was the real currency. Now listen carefully, this is where most men fail. They mistake panic for affection. They rush back, they explain their silence, they reassure her fears. And just like that, the old dynamic snaps back into place. Control restored, comfort regained, respect postponed. Here's the truth no one prepares you for. Detachment is not a tactic. If you detach to provoke a reaction, you're still emotionally hooked. Real detachment is internal. It happens when you no longer need her response to feel grounded. No anger, no revenge, no performance, just calm distance. And that calm is unsettling because it can't be negotiated with. You're not cold, you're complete. And completeness is terrifying to someone who relied on your emotional availability to feel powerful. This is why she panics. Not because she suddenly realized your value, but because she can no longer predict you, and unpredictability removes control. Understand this clearly. Love grows in mutual freedom. Control grows in emotional dependency. When you detach peacefully, you expose which one was really present. You think detachment is about walking away. It's not. It's about no longer standing emotionally where you're not respected. And when you stop standing there, the silence speaks louder than any confrontation ever could. Here's the final truth. If she panics when you detach, it doesn't mean you should return. It means you finally stepped out of a dynamic that only worked when you were overgiving. Detachment doesn't guarantee reconciliation. It guarantees clarity. And clarity is power. Because the man who can walk away without hatred, without explanation, without needing closure, is the man who was never truly replaceable. Silence didn't make her panic. Your peace did. And once peace replaces need, everything changes.